Well, the Anglican Diocese of Matlosana in Klerksdorp in the northwest say that the church will ensure that the legacy and memory of the late Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu is preserved and celebrated annually. This emerged during a memorial service for the late Arch. Our reporter Sellwane Khakhau brings us an update on this story.
We're coming to you from Klerksdorp in the northwest, where the memorial service for the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu has been held. The day started earlier on with the laying of wreaths, and it has proceeded to the Matlosana local municipal premises here, where the memorial service is being held. We understand that quite a number of dignitaries are attending the memorial service, including some of the provincial MECs and also the mayors, and also a number of bishops from the Anglican Church. We want to hear from the church itself about the contributions, the positive contributions, and the significant role that the late Archbishop has been playing, not just in the church, but in his life holistically. And joining me now is the bishop from the church, Bishop Stephen Diseko. Bishop, thank you very much for your time. Let's just talk about the late Archbishop. What kind of man and leader was he?
I think I will say two things. Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu was a very humble man, but also he was a fearless man who, when there was injustice, he couldn't just look at it and keep quiet. So whoever you were, he would stand up against you and he will say it to your face.
What is of course he's done quite a number of things that a lot of people admire him for. What is that one thing, or perhaps a couple of things, 2-3 things that stand out the most about him when you remember him?
His Archbishop Emeritus Desmond was the people's person. He was a person who was down to Mother Earth. He was a person who would look at the poor. He would look at the marginalized. He would look at the people who were oppressed, and he would become their voice. I will always remember him for being a voice for the voiceless, and as a brave man who would stand up against injustices.
And also, when you look at the city of Matlosana, I heard there in the memorial service, people saying that he never forgot where he came from. He never forgot his roots. What does that say about him? And also, how did he factor that into the church?
Archbishop Emeritus Desmond knew it, and he never forgot that he was born here in Matlosana, in Makweteng. So wherever he went, he would always say, "Na ke tlhagetse ko Makweteng, ko Klerksdorp." And furthermore, this city, recognizing the role that he played in the political arena of our country, they went further to name a street after his name. They gave him the freedom of the city of Matlosana, and they also gifted a piece of land to the Anglican Diocese of Matlosana in honor of him for doing so much for the people of South Africa.
Quite remarkable, Bishop. As the church, of course, no doubt that the late Arch's name will never be removed from history and will never be erased in the books of the church. But what is the one thing that the church will do to ensure that going forward, his legacy is forever preserved?
With a piece of land that was gifted to the church, we have been talking as a church. I've been talking with the executive mayor of Matlosana. The premier of the Northwest has committed with this piece of land. We are going to develop this place so that it becomes a monument, it becomes a place where, when people think of the Archbishop Emeritus Desmond, could come to Matlosana and see and remember him. I remember when we visited him, saying to him, Archbishop, the seat of Matlosana has given us a piece of land, and what we have in mind is to make that place the place where young people could come. We want to skill young people. He looked at himself, laughed, and asked us, but what do you think of us, senior citizens of this country? After that, we came back, went to the drawing board, and we decided as a church that we need to build retirement homes at that piece of land. So this is a dream which we want to see it realized. I think we will remember him with that village.